First and foremost, Mr. Mark Cherry.
How's everybody doing tonight? Well, I actually have a lot written down tonight that I was going to speak about, but I don't know if you noticed there was sort of a little rainstorm that went on, and those colors bled, so the entire speech is done on the paper. So here we go. Well, I met Bryan about 4 years ago, give or take. It's a long 4 years. And, you know, I remember actually going to the house that I was actually going to live in, which is 1215 North Quincy. Sean still lives there. And, yeah, no, it's not. And, you know, I didn't really know these guys at this point. You know, my friend had moved on. I needed to find new friends, pretty much. I meet up with Bryan, Sean, and our friend Mike, and so you know, one thing goes to another, and just talking about high school and whatnot, and I found out that my high school just so happens to be like the biggest rival of his. I'm like, oh great, you know, I have 3 friends or 3 people who I'm about to live with who are been friends since birth, and I'm the outcast here. Awesome, yeah, this is gonna work out really well. Either way, I'm going really wrong here, but the story I meant to tell is it's actually a time that happened a couple of years ago. Bryan's a great guy and everything, and I'm not sure if you know him on a personal level as I do. He's really not on time to anything. I mean. Wow. It's at this point, I'm so happy we showed up on time today. I mean, this is awesome. I mean,
get the hook! Get the hook!
Okay. So this is a little story I wanted to say. A normal, you know, say Monday night. I get a text from Bryan saying, "Oh, let's go out and grab happy hour." No big deal. We go over to Boulevard Wood Grill. Sure, most of you are familiar with it. It's where Bryan and Elaine got engaged at. So it's me and Bryan at this bar and everything. Of course, you know, I show up on time and Bryan's like an hour and a half late or something. And so I'm sitting there, you know, obviously I'm a few deep at this point. So I'm here. Finally, Bryan shows up and everything, and you know, it just so happens that this is like snowmageddon time. Like this is when like the snow is about to happen. Like we get a couple weeks off of work or whatever, you know. So we're sitting down and everything, just checking our phones, Blackberries, watching the Weather Channel, and finally OPM, you know, she comes out, texts us both saying, "Oh, what? You know what? No work tomorrow." And Bryan gets on the horn. You know, he somehow texts just about everybody he knows, and the next thing you know, every single person in this room probably would have been there. He had you on his cell phone. So, we're all having a great time. Snow's coming down pretty heavy at this point. And, you know, we lose Bryan for a little bit, find out he's talking to the owner of the bar, and we're like, what's Bryan doing? Middle Eastern politics, you know. Who knows what he was saying at that point. But yeah, our bill was pretty heavy that night, and Bryan somehow got it cut in half. So that was awesome.
We didn't agree.
Agree to disagree. So pretty much at that point, all right, you know, we've all had our good share and everything. Everybody's trying to leave and whatnot. And leaving the bar, there's a lot of ice out. Of course, I find the only patch of black ice. And yeah, the running man. Don't worry, my chin broke my fall. So I'm bleeding uncontrollably at this point out of my chin. It was pretty ugly. And at this point, like the look of terror on Bryan's eyes, like I'm not sure if you meant to laugh or just be like, oh my god, what's happening? He's bleeding out. You know? So Bryan somehow like runs back inside and finds like the only like outdated medical kit in all of Arlington. And of course, you know, he finds the antiseptic spray because it's Arlington streets, obviously shit. Shit on the Arlington streets, a lot of people walk there, don't, yeah. You want to get that cleaned out. Well, he comes out with the antiseptic spray. And goes down and like sprayed on my chin because it's like going everywhere at this point. Completely misses my chin and sprays me right in the eyes. I mean, at this point, I think I'm very blonde and maced.
True story.
So I'm going down, like Fraser's down, and after Bryan stops laughing, he runs inside and gets me a towel, just like wipe my eyes out, and like give me something, sort of bandage to put on my face. But I mean, in all honesty though, that's the kind of guy Bryan is. You know, it was
Spray in the eyes.
It was, I mean, what I meant to say was the act was as genuine as it could be, and you know, I saw the look on your face saying, "Oh my God, one of my friends is actually injured," and that's the sort of thing. And yeah, this is long-winded. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't have a ring down. So at this point, you know, obviously, Bryan is very a genuine person at this point, and it just goes to show you that he finds the same thing in a wife. So I mean, what I'm trying to say is that, you know, I know you put up with a ton, Elaine. I mean, it's been the better part of a decade. Jesus, you know, I mean, you are a trooper. But in all honesty, I'm so happy for the two of you, and I'm so happy that I can share this with you tonight. And can everybody raise their glasses and cheers to
I'm the co-best man with Mark here. As much as I would like to continue with the stories of Mark Cherry getting injured while we're all drunk, I could literally go all night. And I'm not lying about that. But first of all, I want to thank everybody who's involved in planning this entire event. I know Elaine, you did everything. I did a phenomenal job. The Altmaiers, the kids, the Winslows, Sullivans, everybody contributed, and I appreciate everything that everybody did for this event, because I know everything turned out perfect. I know the weather didn't turn out beautiful for our pictures, but it's beautiful out now. So
it's pretty good now.
Before I really get started, I know that I'm probably going to embarrass Bryan, but that's my intent. I've known Bryan for a long time, since we're probably 10, 12 years old, and we've been through quite a bit together. Started out dabble baseball back in Little League, to eventually. I really got to know him though when we went to high school at St. John's together. We took a 40-minute commute from Damascus, Maryland to DC in a two-door Toyota Tercel. With two other guys, Greg Berlin, who's here also, and Mike McCarthy. And at this point, you guys were packing some pounds, so you guys were all about 200 plus pounds at this point.
Oh boy.
I don't know how, but again, really, were you really planning to allow us to drive down 270 with 900 pounds packed in this car? I mean, these things look like they're bicycle tires. We actually survived. And,
We had 3 friends.
He's got less than that now. No, but in all seriousness, you guys are a great couple. Bryan, one of my best friends of all time. I mean, you've always been there for me. We met in high school. We spent a lot of time together. You went off to college at JMU, and then as soon as you guys moved back, yeah, JMU. There's a lot of in the house tonight. But once you graduated, came back, And Bryan and I lived together for a couple years after that, and then you know, he'd been dating Elaine for probably 5 years at that point. Eventually, I turned to him one night and I said, Bryan, it's time to. You know, I was trying to kick him out the door. And then he eventually moved in with Elaine, and you know, here we are today, nearly. But I mean, you guys are really a great couple, and there's 4 things that I really want everybody to know about Bryan before I leave here today.
All right.
And
Here we go.
I know everybody at this table will know exactly what I'm talking about. Number 1, he's a great salesman.
Yeah.
Great, one of the best. And he probably got that trait from his old man. One time, he convinced me. He came up to me. It was a summer during high school. He said, "Yeah, my parents want to have a fence built in their backyard." I said, "All right. Well, whatever." Bryan said, "Yeah, they'll pay you. They'll pay you $200." And I was like, "Okay, that sounds good." Next thing I know, I'm on the side of the hill. Like, they have a big steep hill. Some kind of giant drill. Bryan's sitting there drinking cocktails. And next thing I know, you know, probably like 2 years later, after we built this giant fence, I mean, they have a pretty big backyard. Built this huge fence, and come to find out, he probably made like $2,000 off of it. He subcontracted me out. He's getting like $200 while he left that. So Elaine, don't ever fall for his trick. If you try to say anything, there you go. Number 2 on my list. For some reason, Bryan thinks he looks like Tom Brady. And he won't let anybody forget this. I don't know how he got
Better
this
looking
in his
than
head,
Tom Brady.
but he will not let anybody forget about this. That's the second one. Number 3. This is a good one. After he's had a couple drinks, he thinks he's from the deep south of Boston. He started talking with this accent like you wouldn't believe. It's Elaine, I know you know. We talked about this before, and we both hate it.
I'm wicked smart, kid.
One of his best lines. It's probably from your vacation. Number 4, 4th and final. He's never on time. Mark Terry already touched. He's actually. I was gonna go deep into this one, but
Oh boy.
I really can't because I was late to the rehearsal. I was holding this over on him for a long time, and then I screwed it up yesterday. I was stuck in traffic and I couldn't make it on time. I was 15 minutes late. But Bryan, he'll make you wait.
I know.
He made you wait a long time. All right, but yeah, he was on time today. So I'll give him that. And that just goes to show how much he really cares for you. You guys are absolutely a great couple. And I hope to God that everybody here can find somebody that Bryan has found today. You look absolutely gorgeous today. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. And I can only hope that I find something like you today.